Good evening, everyone. Are you able to hear me? Okay, all right. Are you able to see the screen properly? Yeah, good evening, Fawad. Can one of you please tell me if you're able to see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you see on the screen? Do you see the document or you do see something else?
We need
Sorry?
Google Meet.
No, that's okay. Just confirm if you're able to see the screen properly, okay?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, do you see this question here?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Um, so please bear with me for today. I do not have my system to log in from, so this is going to be from the mobile phone. In case you find anything that is out of place or something that is not clear to you, please let me know. We'll start off with the session. I plan to do a little more for today's class, so we might have an extended session, maybe say another 15 minutes or so. But if you're planning to go to a different class at say 7, then you are free to do that. But I will continue so that I get a bit more time to do this. And whatever you miss out, you can of course catch up from the playlist, right? So because this is a recorded session, shouldn't be a problem. All right. So this one is based on what we've been discussing for the past 2 weeks on sounds. We'll quickly solve these questions and then move on to the next topic. Okay. I hope you've understood what most of these concepts were. We talked about vowel sounds, consonant sounds, long and short vowels, and voicing, right? So under which, say, in the vowel part, we did see a lot of subdivisions on the basis of something being a pure vowel or something being a diphthong. That's the only distinction you need to know for vowel sounds. The other things not really necessary. Um, and for consonant sounds, of course, we looked at that chart which located us on places of articulation and manners of articulation, right? So these are the basic things that you need to know about it. I haven't included much on the consonant sounds for this activity since it can be endless. But if you face any difficulties with them, you can, of course, write to us or come back with your doubts. Most of what we are going to discuss today is based on vowel sounds because these are the ones which we find people struggle with, right, to answer. Because like I told you that all the positions of the vowels in our oral cavity, they are relative, right? It's not an absolute position. So for us, it could be a little difficult in the beginning to understand whether you're hearing an sound or a sound, etc. So we'll work out that. A little bit of it we'll do today in the class, and of course, you will have to do some practice on your own. Let's look at this one. Identify the long vowels and the short vowels. So they're all in symbols. So I'm going to articulate these vowels for you, as in I'm going to say the vowel sound. So you can tell me whether the one that I'm telling you is a long or a short one. Okay. The first one is a, as in cup. This is a long or a short vowel sound.
Ma'am, short words.
Yeah, this is a short sound. And what vowel, if you remember from the diagram, the figure that you have looked at, the vowel diagram, what is this? Where in the oral cavity is the sound located? Front or back? A sound? Back, right? Back of your tongue. So, is a short vowel located at the back of your tongue. Then the next one, E as in sheet. This is a long or a short sound?
Ma'am, long.
Long, right?
Longer.
Long. Okay. The next one is U as in book.
Ma'am, short word.
Short vowel? Okay. Next is A, as in pen. Short or long?
Ma'am, short.
Short.
Short vowel. Okay. Now, next is curd. As in curd.
Ma'am, long.
This is a long sound. Okay. And what is this a counterpart of? Can you give me another word which begins with the shorter counterpart of this vowel sound?
Ma'am, up.
Any word? Which one? Sorry.
Up.
No. Not that. You remember we talked about schwa, right? That last sound that you see in the list.
Yes, ma'am. Man.
As in again. Right.
Man.
So one
Man.
example is again. Not mad. That is as sound. Look at the last sound that you see in this list that you see on the screen, right? After fit. You see again. Right. So this one, the sound in the word again is the short counterpart for the long sound that you hear in the word curd. Okay, so these are the pairs, the long and the short pairs. Keep this in mind. Can you give me another word with a long sound, like as in the word curd? Any
Ma'am.
other word with the
Ma'am,
same
girl.
sound?
Girl.
Ma'am, can you repeat the last point?
The last one is in. Okay, what I said is, see, the sound that you hear in the word again, right? Actually, it's just again, you don't even hear that sound properly. That particular sound is the short counterpart for the sound, the vowel sound you hear in the word curd. Okay,
Ma'am.
right? So yeah, this that sound, the schwa sound, it actually doesn't have a proper articulation. I'm saying because I need to say something when I'm articulating it. In the word, when it is used, you barely hear it. Okay, that's how it is different from others, which is why it is also called the unstressed vowel. All other vowel sounds are stressed. You'll learn about stress, which is another feature of sounds, maybe sometime later in the modules. But for now, you need to know that the sound you hear in the word curd, that is a long version of what you hear in the sound again, in the word again. Okay, so they are long and short pair. Like you have E and E, oo and oo, aw and aw. These two are also long and short counterparts. Okay.
Ma'am. Curd.
Right. Yeah,
Uh.
right. That's the longer version. So
Oh.
curd, can you give me another word with the same sound?
Ma'am,
Bird.
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 Bird, yes, bird is right.
Ma'am, girl.
Spell it for me.
Ma'am, GIRL.
Girl, yes, correct.
Ma'am, earth. Earth.
Earth, yes, correct. Earth is also correct. Right. So see, the difference is if you're confused, how do I know it's long or short? You need to say the word, right? Like you say again and you say earth. Don't you see a difference there? Don't you hear a difference? You don't say earth, right? You say earth.
Yes.
Isn't that
Yes.
right?
It's a
So
long
whenever
vowel.
you're in confusion, the only thing you need to do is say the word to yourself, right? And say fast. You don't have to say it slowly. Say fast. You don't have to say earth. Like, don't not purposefully make it slow and long, but just say as you say it. Earth. And then find a different word. Like again, you take one word for each of these vowels and use them against the words that are given in the exam, right? So for example, for the long sound, you've chosen curd, then you contrast it with another sound like again. So in the exam, if you get earth, then you say earth and then you say again. Very easy for you to understand whether the given word is long or short. Okay.
Yes.
So that is one method that you can use to identify between whether the given sound is a long or a short counterpart, right? Just say that to yourself. Contrast it. That's all. Okay. All right. Next one is the aw sound as in the word daughter. Daughter. Is this long or short?
Ma'am, it's shorter.
Daughter. Okay. Let's say you have another one like pot. So I say pot and I say daughter. Which one has a longer vowel?
Daughter, ma'am.
Daughter. Right? So you don't say daughter. right? You say daughter. So it's long. Next one would be oo as in fruit. Fruit. So again, you can use the contrast, right? So you can say book and fruit. Book, fruit.
Ma'am, it's
The
long.
fruit have it's a long vowel, right? So this contrastive analysis really helps you. You can just compare two of these. Just take one sample with you for both the long and short one. Depending on what's asked in the question, you can use your sample word to contrast and see which one fits, okay? Which one is the value say in the one given in exam, long or short, okay? Next one is packet, as in packet. This is a long or a short sound. Packet.
Short sound.
This is a short. Okay, it's a short vowel. Is a short sound. Okay, short vowel sound. The next one is as in car. Car.
Ma'am, long.
Long, right? Now this is the longer version of your first vowel sound in the list. These are the ones that are pairs. So as in cup and as in car. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
the A sound in packet, ma'am. It is
Ah.
short, right?
It is short.
What is the long version of A?
No, it doesn't have a long version. We have only 5 pairs like that in English, out of which 4 of them are cardinal, right? I think I discussed this last class. So E and E, U and U, O and O, then and A and A. These are the 5 pairs you
Yes.
have in English, the long and the short versions. Okay?
In exam, it's not long.
In exam,
it is the same vowel. Exam.
Oh, in exam, you mean the word exam.
Yes, ma'am.
Exam has the as sound. Yes, correct. This one.
But they're short there.
It is short.
It is only
It is
short.
short. Yeah, exam.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Next one is or as in court. Court. This is long or short?
Small, short.
Short, right? This is a short vowel.
Short.
And then this one we already discussed. The last one is the schwa sound, the sound, as in again. This one is again short, right? This is a short version for
Short.
the long, the long one as in curd, sound. Okay. Right. Now, it's all misplaced everywhere. What do I do with this? Okay, let me just start.
Ma'am, in the previous class, you have said that you will share this slide for the practice purpose, but it hasn't uploaded.
Slide isn't the one which we used in the class?
No, ma'am, you are just using,
This one? This one should
Yes.
already be shared. I mean, did you not check the supplementary tab section?
ma'am, I checked, but I didn't get this.
Could you please check it now, like take a minute off and tell me if it is not uploaded yet?
Okay, ma'am.
Please check it and let me know, like during the session itself, you can unmute yourself and let me know if it is not shared, okay? All right. Okay. So, see, we have a bunch of words here. I think I'll keep scrolling through this. I'll tell you the sounds and you tell me which words in the list do you think will match with this. It's a little misplaced in its alignment because it's from the word app on the phone. But let me see if I can change the layout. Just give me a moment.
Ma'am,
Okay. Tell me.
ma'am, what is the type of vowel which is in fruit, ma'am? Is it long?
In which word?
Fruit.
In fruit, yeah. You tell me. Fruit. What does it sound to you as? Does it sound as a long vowel or a short vowel?
It's a long one, ma'am.
It's a long vowel. Yes, you're right.
So put is a short vowel, ma'am.
Correct.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, in supplementary section, there is a learn with rope session section is already there, but
It's already
I
there.
I didn't find these slides there.
That can't be. Please look once again. All of these are uploaded in one. You don't see Word files there, or maybe it's in PDF.
Ma'am, it's in PDF.
Huh. Huh. So in PDF, you check through them, you'll definitely find it. If it is not there, then just write to one of us. Maybe we'll send this one separately, or we'll recheck if it's there or not. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. You can see the screen properly, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, see on your left hand side, you have the words, and on the right hand side, you have all the vowels. I'm just going to say out these vowel sounds. You tell me which among the words you think will carry these sounds. Okay. The first one is You can go through the words in the list and tell me which among those words will carry the sound
Burn, ma'am.
Burn. Okay.
Burn.
Let's see more.
Yes, ma'am. Born.
Mhm.
Just.
Just, yes.
Court.
Which one?
Cart.
Sorry.
Court.
Cart. In cart, you hear the sound Just
Court.
give me a moment. I'll put back. Justice,
Good.
right? Justice, correct. And anything more? Oh, the screen blackout or something? No, right?
Now it is okay, ma'am.
Now it's okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yes,
Mm, all right. So you're telling me just and burner. Can you please unlock this? Anything else other than that? Any other word that you think is um,
Rough, ma'am.
okay? Rough, correct. Anything else? So how about burn? You think burn has
ma'am.
the
The
yeah,
slide is not visible.
yeah, okay. Okay,
Ma'am,
now right?
burn doesn't have a sound, no?
Burn.
Burn.
Uh,
A sound is not.
Sound.
burn. There is a sound.
There is a sound. Let's see. Just definitely has the sound.
Car.
Rough definitely has the uh, sound. Sound.
Long. Cart has a longer version of a.
Yes.
I will come to that. Right now, we'll discuss the first sound and then come back there. Cart, yes, cart is definitely not um, the answer. I am more concerned about how you are interpreting burn.
Ma'am, in burn,
Okay.
after the B, there
We'll
is
keep
a
it for a
sound.
moment. Let's not discuss that. But at the outset, I just want to tell you burn doesn't have a sound. Only just and rough has a sound. We'll see what burn has the later point. Okay. We'll move on to the next sound. Aw. And this is the long aw. Which
Ma'am,
word has
born.
this sound?
Born.
Hmm? Born. Yes. Okay. Born. Correct. Any other word?
Kurt, ma'am.
Kurt, you might want to say that word again to yourself and see. We're talking about the aw sound, right?
Okay,
Kurt
ma'am.
doesn't have it for sure. Okay, you're right. Born is the only word from the list which has the long aw sound. Okay. Next is A. 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 No?
Ma'am, jest.
No, ma'am.
GS.
Yes. Jest, right? J-E-S-T is jest. There's just, which is J-U-S-T, and then there's jest, it's J-E-S-T. So this word has an A sound, jest. Okay. No other word, just jest will have the sound. Next is a sound, the long a sound.
Cart.
Yes, ma'am.
Which one?
Cart. Cart.
Cart? No, the sound. As in earth, as in curd, bird, or girl, like you told me. The sound?
Burn, ma'am.
Yes. So burn has this sound, burn, right? Not burn, burn, right? We say burn, but it is burn, right? Burn, and then the next sound will be which one? This one I think somebody answered before, but this sound would be the right one. Curt, right? C-U-R-T, curt, right? Like you advise people to be not curt with others, right? Curt. So curt and burn are the two words with the long sound, right? Got that one?
Yes, ma'am.
You need to practice a little bit with these sounds.
Ma'am,
These are a
I
bit
have
of-
a doubt.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ma'am, suppose if I am not knowing the pronunciation of any particular word, then how I will know
How
that?
you will know?
Yes.
There are no shortcuts to that. You'll have to look at it. So see, did we say bun? B-U-R-N, do you say bun?
No,
By
ma'am.
any chance? Right. You have to say burn, right? So you definitely know there is a longer vowel there, for sure. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's what I told you. You'll have to tell the word to yourself. And if you see an sound there, you need to contrast. Choose a word which has that sound for sure, that you know. Like for example, up has a sound or bun has a sound. So you choose a word which you know for sure has that sound and contrast it with the word that you have and check if these are the same. That's the way to find out when you actually do not know how to pronounce it, right? Or you weren't doing it that way for some time now or from long time now. That method will work.
Burn
Sorry?
and run have same vowel. Run.
No,
Burn.
you can check. You say run, you don't say run, right? Do you?
Okay. Burn is a long vowel.
Burn has a long vowel.
And run has a short vowel.
Yes,
Oh, yes.
correct.
I mean, cut, I think. Cut. C-U-T.
What about Kurt?
Ma'am, cut has a vowel.
A long right, correct. So you can again, try to find out a word which sounds similar to this and has the other vowel. So if you're saying third, then you say cut. You definitely hear the difference between both, right?
Yes.
This is how you can do the analysis, right? All right. Next is which sound? Oo sound. The short oo sound.
Ma'am, in should.
In should. Yes. Any other word? Should is
Roof, ma'am.
Roof. Say should and roof to yourself. Do we say roof or do we say roof?
So roof has a longer vowel, ma'am.
Roof has a long vowel. Should has a short oo vowel. Okay.
Ma'am, foot.
Food. Yes. Food has what? Short vowel. Right. We are choosing the words that we have here. You're right. Sure. Food has a short vowel, but in the list here we only have should with a short vowel. Okay. Oo sound. E. Long E.
Beach.
Ma'am, beach.
Beach, right? Beach. Beach has a long E sound. Next is O,
Pitch out.
short O
also.
sound. Short O sound. O.
Born, ma'am, born.
Born. Does born have a long or a short
Born.
sound? Born.
Short.
Long.
How do we do that? Can you find out a word which surely has a short O sound? Contrast and see. So say pot,
Ma'am, hot pot.
hot. Okay, so you contrast it and check. Does Bon have a short sound?
It's long, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Long.
Long. Ah, okay, Bon has a long vowel sound, right? It doesn't have a short one. Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Then
office is
next-
short. Office.
Office is short, correct. Office, right? So you say office, then you say Bon. You can hear the difference properly. But a foolproof method, again, I would tell you, if you can find something, a word that sounds a bit similar to born, in case if they ask you about born, right, in the exam, then the way to figure out if it has a long or a short version is to see that you figure out a word which sounds similar to born, right? And then see the contrast, whether it works or not. Okay? Like we did with Kurt, no? So to figure out if Kurt has a long or a short vowel, you find out a word which sounds similar to it, like cut, right? So that way you can find out if you have a long or a short one. Same thing you can do with born. Okay? Right. Next one is a long oo sound. I think we already discussed this, right? Which was the word roof. Isn't that so?
Yes, ma'am. Roof.
Okay. Roof. Then the next one is ah. The long ah.
Ma'am, card.
Cart. Cart is the word here. Anything else?
Art.
No, among the words we have here, I think only cart qualifies, right? For the long cart. Do
Yes.
we have anything else? Yeah, cart only. Next is the sound, which is your schwa. Which one will have it?
No,
Sound.
We don't
Repeat
have
the
any
sound.
word with this sound here. Okay, that's not included. But can you give me an example? In the list, we do not have any, but can you give an example on your own?
Ma'am, alert.
Alert, yes, correct. Correct. Sorry?
Agree. Alert.
Alert is right, agree is right. Someone else also answered. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. No? Yeah, too many words. There are many, many words in English which has this sound. They can begin with this sound. You can find the word at the end of the, find the
Ma'am,
sound at the end of
teacher.
the word. Teacher,
Ma'am,
yes, correct.
teacher.
Yeah, in teacher. The last sound you hear in the word teacher. Sorry, what was that?
America.
Again, sorry, not clear.
America.
Once again. Oh, America. America has two. It begins with that and it ends with that. Okay. Begins with this sound, ends with this sound. America. Correct. Okay. All right. So I hope I see that a lot of you have caught on that. And it's a very important word. The English language is full of the schwa sounds. It's important that we understand them as well. Okay. Because it makes a lot of difference to how you speak English, right? You stop saying things like America or sofa, right? Or even father. You should know that it ends with an sound and not the r sound. So good. Last sound we have here is E, short E. Which word?
pitch, ma'am.
Pitch.
Ma'am,
right?
pitch.
Pitch, correct. So pitch has the short E sound. Okay.
Ma'am.
All right. Now, sorry.
No, what is
Tell
that
me.
swa sound, ma'am?
Schwa is this sound, yeah. This one. The sound that you hear in words like again, sofa, teacher, that's called a schwa. That vowel has a name to its own because it's a special kind of vowel. I told you, right? It's called an unstressed vowel. That I'm not going in detail on that because you still haven't been introduced to the stress aspect in English pronunciation. You'll have it at a later stage. We'll talk more about it while we discuss stress and aspiration. Okay.
How do
Okay.
we pronounce America?
Sorry.
Schwa sound, ma'am, in America. How do we
In
pronounce?
America, we have two. It begins with one and it ends with one. America.
America.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Now, write down the corresponding vowels in each of the words below. Yeah, you need to tell me. Now, this one is going to have a few words which carry diphthongs too. So I want you to pay attention to that. Let's look at the words here. First one is
Ma'am, can
Cloud.
you please zoom it? It's not visual
Cannot
clear.
see?
Yes, ma'am.
You
Right.
see now? Okay. First one is flout. Flout. What sound do you hear here? Is
Ow,
it
ma'am.
ow? And it's a
Diphthong.
diphthong, right?
Yes, ma'am.
The diphthong. Correct. Now, bow. Next one is again bow.
The same.
Yes.
Ma'am,
Ow,
Same.
same.
Ow.
The same sound, ow sound, so it has a diphthong, right? You might want to mute yourself. Whoever it is, please unmute when you're answering because I hear a lot of noise. Okay, next one is shell. Shell.
A, ma'am.
A, right? And it's a short vowel, right?
Yes,
Shell.
ma'am.
Next is shale. Next is shale.
Ma'am, long A.
Long.
Which long vowel?
Ma'am, long A.
A.
Long A. We don't have a long A,
We
right?
don't have long A, ma'am.
Shale. What is this sound? This is what? This is a diphthong. The A sound, as you hear in the word table or day or tail, right?
A
The
and E,
shale.
ma'am.
Sorry?
What are the two vowels?
There are no two vowels. There's only one vowel. It's a diphthong sound. It's
Yes, ma'am, but
A.
we'll join two vowels, right?
No, we discussed this last class also. It looks like, it glides from one vowel to the other, but it is not technically a combination of two vowels. It's a
We can't
distinct sound
separate.
by itself.
We can't distinguish.
No, we cannot distinguish. That we don't do here. Okay.
Ma'am, like
So it
in
has
pray.
like in pray, correct. Like in pray.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So shale has a diphthong, the A sound. Float. Float. Float.
A long O, ma'am.
O.
Long
Did I
O.
say float? I didn't say
Float.
float, right? I said float.
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 Ma'am, short.
Yeah.
Short.
You have to
Short.
tell me
Short.
float. Which short vowel? So not float. That's what I'm saying. I didn't say float. I didn't say float. I said float. Float. This is a diphthong. Okay. This is the O sound. Float. As you hear in words like go, no, goat, boat, right? B-O-A-T is boat. This is that sound.
Go is
I'll-
also a diphthong, ma'am. Go.
Go has a diphthong. Yes, the last sound you hear in the word go is a diphthong. It's a
Geo,
vowel
ma'am.
and it's a diphthong.
Geo
Geo.
is
Yeah, Geo has a diphthong.
Geo as a diphthong. Okay. ma'am.
Yes. Yes.
Ma'am,
Okay, this is a very special kind of thing. See, when we were discussing the vowel sounds, I told you, we don't have the O sound in English language, right? The common O sound that you hear in all our languages, that one is not there in English. Although we tend to speak like that because we are more used to that and as what we call as the mother tongue interference, L1 interference, or to be more precise, we do say it like that, but the actual sound is only three, which represents which is similar to, or maybe we can call it a similar. I do not know if I should say, but the actual sounds which resembles this one in English are three. That is O, right? The O sound, the O sound, and the O sound. All the three distinct, out of which the last one I've mentioned is a diphthong, as you hear in the word float, or in go, or in no.
Yes. ma'am.
Okay.
Yes. ma'am.
So this you need to check for. I'll tell you something when we finish talking about this. A lot of things which you will hear as a trick to solve things, please treat them as tricks. Do not use them as the method to learn something. But some of these we say because we would like to help you with things as you're beginners, or some of you might have just seen these things for the first time. So take them only in that spirit. Do not take it as the right method to learn anything, right? Okay. So about this float, I'll tell you something at the end, especially this diphthong sound. Oh, yeah. Anything? Any question?
Ma'am, what is the diphthong which is involved in the word shell?
In shell, we do not have a diphthong, but in shale, we do. That's A sound.
Which is AE, ma'am.
Yes, A. It's called
Okay.
A. Huh. All right. Next one is bait. Now, the same sound you hear in shale. Bait.
Yeah. Wait. A sound.
A sound, and it's a diphthong. Right? Bait. Bite. Next one. Bite.
I.
Ma'am, I.
Yeah, I. And this is what? It's a
Diphthong.
diphthong. Correct. Next is caught. Caught.
Ma'am, diphthong O.
Mm-hmm. Where did I say cout? I said caught. Caught.
Oh, sound, long oh.
The O sound, right? It's a pure vowel. It's a short O sound. Okay, caught. Next is boy. Boy.
Oh.
Long
Ma'am,
oh sound.
diphthong.
Huh?
Ma'am, diphthong Oi.
Yeah, correct. Diphthong oi. Right? Diphthong oi. Sure. 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 Sure sound and then O. Sure.
Ma'am, O sound. Long O.
O sound, long or short?
Oh.
You're right, it's O sound, but long or short? Sure.
Long, ma'am.
Long.
Ma'am, long.
Correct. Long. Okay. Sure. It's a long sound. Next is steer.
Long.
Steer.
Long E, ma'am.
Ma'am, ear. There is diphthong.
Ear.
You.
Ear. Right. Ear. And what is this? This is a
Diphthong.
diphthong. Ear. So ear sound, which is a diphthong. Cat.
Ma'am, it's another example can be ear. Ear.
Another example can be ear. Yes, for sure. Ear. Actually, ear will not have the r sound. It will only have this diphthong as the sound. Okay. Ear.
Ear.
That's all. Okay. Next is cat. This is easy.
Ma'am, in the word cheer, we will be spelling it as
Cheer. There's
we'll
no
be-
r. No r at the end. You only say cheer.
yes, ma'am. You will be spelling that word as cheer or cheer, ma'am.
Cheer.
There is no
Cheer.
R, ma'am.
No r sound.
In father also there is no R.
No r.
Okay.
No r. The English language actually does not have a very well articulated r sound. But since we have many variations of r, we end up using that in the language. We just follow the spellings, and spellings are very, very notorious in English language. That's why we get it wrong. It's not our fault. It's the problem with the English spellings. Okay. So it's cheer, not cheer. Okay. Cat has a
A.
A sound.
cat has an A sound. Where? Cat.
Cat.
The A sound,
It's
right?
a-
A. And it's a short word. The next one's hat.
The same.
Same, right? The A sound, short word. Wisp. Wisp. The next one. Wisp.
Ma'am, long E.
Wisp.
Ma'am, sorry, short E.
Short E. The short E sound. Okay. West. West. The next one. West.
Long A.
ma'am.
There is no long A. Okay, you
Oh.
need to keep this in mind. We don't have a long A in English. Only one, and that's short. West. Okay. A. Okay, next one. Coat. Coat.
A.
Coat. O sound.
Don't be so obsessed with this A sound. Okay, there's no A sound in court. Where did you say? Coat. C-O-A-T, coat.
Ma'am, diphthong or something.
I think you need to mute yourself or maybe change your position. There's too much of, I don't know, maybe it's vehicles honking or something. Coat has what sound? Tell me if it's a pure vowel or a diphthong. Let me see.
Is it a diphthong?
It's a diphthong, right? It's not caught or caught. It's coat, right? So this is a diphthong. Next one.
Then the word coat is also not pronounced as coat.
Which word? See, there are three cots with three different spelling. There's C-O-T, which is the short vowel O, cot. Then there's C-A-U-G-H-T, which is a long vowel, cot. And there's a C-O-A-T, which is coat. Three different. And the
So
one we
the-
have here is the last one with a diphthong, coat.
So in the COAT, the diphthong which is here is OA or AU, ma'am.
We don't have an AO here, no? We only have OA. And see, don't go by those spellings because that's rarely helping you. I can show you very many other examples where it doesn't follow this pattern. So, although, okay, now since we've started talking about it, we see a pattern for this pronunciation in English. Usually the words which carry this OA in the spellings, they seem to have the diphthong pronunciation. Okay, but there are exceptions to this also. Like for example, the words go and no. There is no A there, right? It's only O in both the words. Yet it is a diphthong. But generally, if in words you find this OA, then you can maybe say that it has the diphthong sound in it. Okay.
EA also we may say.
Which one?
EA, ma'am.
You have to give me examples of words.
Here, ma'am. Here.
Here, where do you have the O sound in here? That is ear, no, very clearly. It's a different sound.
HEAR.
Sorry?
HEAR, ma'am.
So that doesn't have anything to do with the O sound, right? It's a different sound altogether.
Is it a diphthong?
It is a diphthong for sure,
So
but it's a different diphthong. It's not
I
this
was
one.
asking that if we get EA beside, like if we get the combination of EA, can we?
That I cannot say. That's what I'm saying. These things are not foolproof. So I don't want to tell you things that are not methodically right.
No, it's
Only
not
in the case of
necessary
this
that we
O
have,
sound,
but we may have that sound.
you may have.
Okay.
You may have.
Okay.
Only in the case. You need to really mute yourself. Who's this? Please put yourself on mute.
रुक ना जरा मैं तुम्हारा वाला नहीं मैं उसकी मम्मी से बात करती हूँ
Yes. Do we have anybody on the controls? Can you please mute this person? Guys, just give me a minute.
I've muted him, Lida.
Okay. Thank you.
It's not a
Right,
necessary.
when you're attending the class, please make sure that you sit in a place where you don't have noise. And if you cannot avoid that, at least please keep yourself on mute, okay? All right. Yeah, so the question you were asking, this thing about the spelling, it is only for coat. This sounds on O, not applicable to everything that you hear, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, next is sand. Sand. Long, short, diphthong, what do you hear? Sand. No?
Ma'am, it's short or sound.
Short as sound, right? As you hear in the words cat, hat, packet, etc. So it's a short sound and it's an as sound, right? Pool.
Long
Pool.
O, ma'am.
long oo, right? Long oo. Then comes pull.
Short U, ma'am.
I'm short.
Short oo. Short oo. Then send.
Short A.
Short A sound. The next one is hut.
A is short only. Only no, ma'am.
A is short, yes.
Short. Only
A is
short.
short. Yes, yes. A is short.
Ma'am, pool is an example of diphthongs.
No, no. Pool is what? What sound do you hear in pool?
Poo.
The long oo sound. Long oo sound, okay? How about hut?
Short ma'am.
Ma'am, awesome.
A sound. And long or short?
Short.
Short. Okay. All right. And the last one is coat. Coat.
Long U, ma'am.
Long O sound. Okay. Coat.
It's not diphthong.
Long. No, not a diphthong. Not a diphthong. Long O sound. Okay. Coat. Okay. This one you can do as an activity, not really important for you, but you can work out that question at your own pace and time. Could you try deducing a pattern in the spellings of words when it has a short vowel, when it has a long vowel? Okay. You can look this up for yourself and tell me if you can find something. Again, that has got nothing to do with how you identify sounds, because that is an independent activity. You need to train your ears to understand what long and short means, okay, or how it is felt. Some of these things may help you a little bit if you're beginners, but tricks don't work for a long time. You'll have to practice with the sounds themselves, maybe through watching videos or listening to videos. These days, all the options are available. So try and practice these things so that you get used to the sounds better. Okay. Quickly, something on the consonant clusters here. You understand the concept of clusters? Do you have any doubts regarding them?
Ma'am, difference between a diphthong and a cluster, ma'am?
Difference between a diphthong and a cluster. They have got nothing to do with each other. Diphthong is a vowel sound and clusters are combinations of two or more consonant sounds. Okay.
Okay.
Basic difference would be that there's no cluster formation in diphthongs. They are distinct vowel sounds by themselves. Because they have a gliding property, they are considered as diphthongs. Okay. And the others, because you do not see any other sounds, as in you don't see any glides between two sounds or two or more sounds, you call them pure vowels, because that's the only sound you hear. In diphthongs, there seems to be it seems like there's a glide between two. So you call them diphthongs. Yet they are distinct vowel sounds. Okay, it's not like you've mixed two vowels and then you got a diphthong. Okay, that is not how you should understand it. They are distinct vowel sounds by themselves. Whereas in clusters, first of all, it has got nothing to do with vowels. Cluster formation is mostly a property of the consonant sounds. And this happens when two or more consonant sounds are joined together. Okay. So
the last part of and is a cluster, ma'am. No and the.
Correct. Yes, that's a cluster.
Okay.
But see, what you need to understand is that even in the cluster formation, not all kind of clusters are allowed. Like not every sound is allowed to form a cluster with the other. There are some rules, also known as the phonemic rules, and this is a part of all languages. So languages can decide whether to have cluster sounds at all or to have cluster sounds. And even if they have, what kind of clusters can be allowed in the beginning of the word, what kind of clusters can be allowed at the end of a word. All these are based on the phonemic rules of the specific language. By which I mean these rules are different in different languages. Different languages would treat the concept of cluster very differently. Okay, so one cluster that is okay in English may not be okay in a different language. So these things are very language specific. I have a list of things here for you to understand the kind of clusters that are allowed in English. And the ones that I have on the screen are only 2 cluster combinations, right? So in English, you can have 3 cluster combination, and very rarely you can have 4 cluster combinations also, right? The 4 cluster one is a very, very rare thing. You may not have more than 8 or 10 words that you have with 4 cluster sounds. 4 cluster, that is 4 consonant clusters. Mostly what you have are the 2 cluster consonants. 3 you have. Can you tell me about the ones with 3 cluster groups? What sounds are involved in the 3 cluster groups? This is there in the lecture. If you had followed it, you will know. What would be the first sound in the 3 cluster word? Always.
Ma'am, sir.
The, right? The sir sound. Followed by the second consonant sound in the cluster, 3 cluster combination would be? What options do you have for the second sound?
Ma'am,
You-
P, B, C.
Pa, ta, ka, the voiceless stop sounds, right? So for the second sound in the 3 combination cluster, you have options between pa, ta, ka, all of them voiceless stops, right? And the next one would be between 2 sounds. It could be either a l sound or a r sound, right? So this one is fixed in English. 3 clustered combination, 3 consonant clusters. The first sound in the combination has to be sir. Second can be either pa or ta or ka. Third would be la or r. Okay, this is a fixed rule in English. So you're going to have again limited yet good number of words as compared to the 4 combination cluster, 4 consonant combination. That would be very, very less. But the most number of words with cluster combinations would be 2 cluster, like 2 consonant clusters. And I have given you a list of clusters that are allowed in English in the beginning of the word and at the end of the word. So let's do this activity quickly. Do you see a list of words on the document? You go
Can
through
you
them and
just
tell
zoom?
me. Go through them and tell me only the possible words, right? They may not be real words in the language. Maybe we don't have them. But can you just look at them and tell me what could be possible words in English? Based on your knowledge of English, can you tell me which among those words would be possible? First one, can we have that word? Yes, no?
Ma'am, could you please repeat?
Looks like you cannot have it, right? Because how do you say it? It's difficult, right? There are physiological restrictions on articulating that word. So looks like it can't be. How about the next one?
These physiological restrictions are the rules for linguistics, ma'am.
So most of the rules are based on these physiological restrictions only.
Okay.
Okay.
That's why we have velar sound at the start of 3
Correct.
cluster words.
Yes. There's also a rule like you can't have 2 velar sounds together in a word.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not possible. Or you can't have 2 sounds that originate from articulators that are located far away from each other together.
Okay.
Right. So these kind of rules are all physiological restrictions, and based on these, the phonemic rules are implemented in language. Okay. So the next word, risp. Possible?
Yes, ma'am.
Possible, right? We don't know if it exists, but definitely it's a possible combination, right? Possible word.
Now we can guess it by comparing with crisp.
Correct. Even without any comparison, your basic knowledge in English can help you understand this, right? Because you've been speaking English for some time now, you've been reading in English, you know what word can be possible and what cannot be, right? Next one would be flat. Possible?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes,
can you
right.
please zoom?
I think, yeah, okay. All right. The next one, DFIT.
No, ma'am.
Possible, impossible? No, right. There's some problem in the way you can articulate it. Next one is polter. Possible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Next is Dempster.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Next one is trapped.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next is fister.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Clipped.
I think we can pronounce.
We can. Erect.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Trat.
It's a word. I think it's a word,
Sorry?
ma'am. It's a
It could be a
real
word.
word.
That's it. This could be there could be words that are actual words now. There could be also words which are made up. Our task is only to see if it is a possibility to have these words, okay?
Okay. ma'am.
Irrespective of whether they actually exist or not.
Okay. ma'am.
Okay. Trat.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Blint, yes.
Yes.
GLEB, gleb. Yes, right? You can have it. No problem. Clisp. Again, yes.
Yes.
Plob,
Yes, ma'am.
rat, prin, cred, frib, grep, skig. All of them are possible, right?
But
From
this
whatever we understand.
K-bin is not possible.
That is not possible. The K-bin one, right?
Yes. ma'am.
Then the next one is also doesn't look like it is a possible thing.
No, ma'am.
The next one here, MBA, MBS,
No, ma'am.
no. Twid,
Yes, ma'am.
yes. Smag,
Yes.
yes. Snit,
Yes, ma'am.
yes. NSOP,
No, ma'am.
no. MSIT,
No, ma'am.
yes. So generally, if you have nasal sounds in the beginning of a word, then it needs to be followed up with some kind of a vowel sound. Usually it cannot take clusters in the beginning, right?
Yes.
Ma'am,
Huh.
why those two words are not considered as clusters, ma'am?
Which one?
MSIT and NSOP.
Because you cannot form a cluster. Are you able to join those two sounds together and form a cluster like you do with kla or pla or pra or bra? It's not possible, right? You're not able to eliminate that inbuilt vowel in Kbin or PM. It's because the reason is also that they're originating from far away from each other. Like pa is a bilabial sound, and ma. What is ma? Ma is also a bilabial sound. So both of the sounds, sorry, not far from each other, they're originating at the same point. Both of them are bilabial sounds. So two sounds originating from the same region cannot occur together. Two sounds that originate from regions that are far away from each other is also not a possibility. Okay. So physiologically, that's the reason. And hence we do not have words like P mellow or Kbin. Cluster formation is impossible in these two criteria, in these two kinds of words. Okay. Then you have MSIT, NSOP, not possible. MSIT, again, same issue. We cannot have them. Spig, stap, quit, sprill, splag, strick, all of them?
Yes.
Possible, right? So based on whatever I have written down here, CC means two clustered combination allowed in the beginning of the word. I have deduced it from the examples that are there on the screen. So based on whatever you see is a possible combination and a not possible combination, we have arrived at this clusters. So pla, bla, fla, kla, gla, pra, bra, fra, tra, dra, tra. Then kra, gra, twa, jwa, twa, kwa. These are all what? They're all possible clusters, two consonant clusters allowed in the beginning of the word in English. Okay, you don't have to by heart them. You just need to look at the words that you hear every day and then you can deduce it on your own. I haven't taken it down from anywhere. You just write down 10 words and see what kind of clusters are allowed. Easily deducible. Similarly, the next set is the CC, that is cluster combinations of two consonants allowed in English at the end of the word. Now, there's a difference between these two, and this is related to the nasal sound. Do you see that the nasal consonant clusters mostly are allowed only at the end of the word? See? So like you were giving that example, no, and, right? So most of the cluster combinations with the nasal sounds, they're usually allowed. There are many of them. They can actually form cluster with many consonant sounds. But the thing is that they're mostly allowed only at the end of the words. In the beginning, it's quite tough to find a cluster combination with a nasal sound. Okay, now these are all restrictions, right? And by these restrictions, we form rules in the language. We deduce the rule. We don't form rules, we deduce the rule based on what you hear in the language. Okay?
Yes.
Huh. So this one, you just take care. For you, you won't have very complicated questions from clusters, but you should be able to identify clusters in a word, right? And how do you do that? You see if there's a combination of consonant sounds, whether two or more in a word, right? Whether that's located in the beginning or at the end of the word, you should be able to identify those clusters. That's all. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
All
I
right.
had a doubt, two questions, ma'am.
Yes, yes, go ahead.
To for like, do we have to concentrate the listening, reading, listening and speaking, ma'am? How do
Listening, no, we don't have anything in speaking. Like we do not take tests. There are no oral tests.
Yes, ma'am. But I
Yeah.
just wanted to know that how do we train ourselves in, say,
You will have some sessions that would open up probably after your qualifiers. You will get announcement emails about them. They will have certain conditions and criteria for that. Based on that, they'll send you a selection email. Okay, so all of those begins after your qualifiers.
okay. Do you
Okay.
recommend any books for practicing, ma'am?
For reading, yes, you already have a session. I think that I don't know if it is right now open to you. It should be. Read with us.
It's on every Sunday, madam, between 7 to 8.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So you have the read with us session every Sunday
Yes, read
between
with us on
7 to
every
8.
Sunday between 7 to 8.
Ma'am, where do we
Right.
get the link?
It's on the calendar. Are you from DS or ES?
DS, ma'am.
ES.
DS, ma'am.
DS. It's there in the on the calendar. Student calendar.
It's a Zoom link, right? Or is it
Zoom
a
link. Yes,
Gmeet
it's a
link?
Zoom link.
It's a
Zoom
Zoom
link, and you
link.
can find it on the other main calendar that you have, not the course specific calendar, but it'll be visible for everyone. It's open for all.
Okay. I just wanted to know that do we practice towards the American English or British English, ma'am? The
No,
pronunciation.
we don't. We just practice English. We do not accent train anybody. That's not the purpose. The only thing we do is train you in English to improve your proficiency, your fluency, right?
Okay.
We do not advocate or we do not follow any particular accent or style of English.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. I'll meet you again. I think I might need another session with you before you go to your qualifiers, but I'll let you know. You will get an announcement email whenever that happens, so that we can catch up on some more topics. Okay. Yeah.
Ma'am, can I ask the doubts in the graded assignment for the week 2, ma'am?
If the due date is not over, I would prefer
It's
that you
finished.
do not. It's over?
Yes, ma'am. For
Okay.
week 2.
Then you can ask. Then you can ask. The rest of you, we are done with the session. If you want to leave the session, you may. You can ask your question.
Ma'am, the doubt is in the sentence, my aunt is traveling in America. The underlined word is a adverb, verb, noun, or preposition. No?
And what is the underlined word?
Is
Is is what then?
preposition.
Is is preposition?
Yes,
What
ma'am.
is this? This
As
is
it,
not preposition. If it is IS, then it is not a preposition. It is a Verb.
As it is a action word, ma'am.
Where is as in this sentence? Please repeat the sentence again. My aunt is traveling in America. Wasn't that the sentence?
Yes, ma'am.
And the underlined word is is.
Yes, ma'am.
So is not a preposition, it's a verb.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Then another sentence is, I have 3 dresses, a yellow one, a pink one, and dash black one. The dash can be filled with a and the no article. Can it be the, ma'am?
No. If it is a yellow one, a red one, then definitely the next one is also a black one, right? So you're giving a list of dress that you have.
Yes, ma'am.
And dress is countable. Dress is a countable entity. See, the definite article, the is a definite article that is used only when you have to be specific about something. You do not use it otherwise. In this case, you are simply listing out the dresses that you have, right? So it's a black one.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, as that black one word is coming after and the person who is saying is more particular about the black dress, ma'am. So
No.
we cannot use
There is
the.
No, there is no particularity involved here, and using and or no and has got nothing to do with the use of articles. Articles is certainly a quality of the noun. It specifies or gives additional information about the noun. What information does it give? It gives you whether the noun is countable or uncountable. It tells you whether the noun you're talking about is definite or indefinite, specific or unspecific. These are the only things that article performs. Okay, this is the function.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ma'am,
Alright.
I have also a doubt from practice assignment week 2.
Okay, go ahead. Just a minute, I see someone's hand up. Can I go to
Okay.
him first? Is it Aditya? Sorry, I don't see the name. Aditya, are you around? Okay, Aditya, we cannot hear you. I see your hand raised, but I am not able to hear you. In case you cannot speak, you may leave a question in the chat. Shivani, you can go ahead with your question.
The sentence is, she confirmed dash me. She confirmed dash me. And I have filled with, the options are in, about. So why the fill in the blanks with in, not with about?
She confirmed or she confided? What is the word? Is
She
it confided?
Yes, ma'am.
So confided in me. That's the right usage.
Ma'am, why?
Because that is the most appropriate preposition that fits there. It cannot be about. You confide in someone. That's the right usage. Okay. Confide is a verb that needs to be followed by the preposition in. You have many things like that. Say, let me give you an example. For example, if I say the differences dash them, what is the answer there? The differences dash them. What is the choice of preposition for you there?
In.
Differences dash them. You have two people.
Between.
Or things, whatever. Between, right? Why is it so?
It is
We don't have an answer. It's the most appropriate. So what I'm trying to tell you is we have something called collocation, right? And there are also collocations that are grammatical in nature. That is, every language has rules about what can go after what. So in case of differences, the preposition that needs to follow it is between, right? If it is a word like interested, then what will it be followed by? I am interested dash him. Interested in him, right? So similarly, you have confided, and confide follows up with the preposition in. Confided in him. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So these things, no, they are based on selections in language. You need to understand them, how to use it, right? Some of it is clear from the context, some of it is by use. So you need to understand that, right? Okay. Aditya, are you able to speak now? Your hands, oh, you have left a question. Sorry. Neaton, since I've missed all these days. You can find all of these sessions in the playlist. Please check your calendar every time a session is conducted. Once it's done with, the playlist is updated. Where can you find the link? You can find it in the calendar. It's all populated right there on the calendar. You can find it there. Okay. You have missed maybe 2 sessions in this, for this particular one, Learn the Rope. Okay. Both of which you can find in the playlist. Please check the playlist and you can find all the recorded sessions there. Additionally, the materials we use in the class, they are uploaded in the supplementary tab section in the dashboard. You can visit that page and access all these contents there as well. The files and contents, the PDFs and slides and other PPT that we use in the sessions are uploaded there. The sessions, recorded sessions, you can find in the playlist in your calendar. Okay. Yes, same to you, Aditya. Okay. Are we done? So we'll call it a day for today. Okay. We'll, for the class, I'll send out an announcement if there's any. We'll most probably have one. So please keep watching your announcement space. Thank you for joining in today. Meet you again next time.